Hey everybody, it's Brad at Bachoe Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 1987 Ditch Witch 4010 trencher backhoe that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions. I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything I see, tell you everything I know, and of course we'll fire it up. We'll run it through its paces, we'll show you the backhoe, we'll show you the backfill blade, we'll show you the trencher, drive it around, let you hear the engine. Sorry in advance if the audio is off for either video. It's pretty breezy out here today. Some pretty big wind gusts, as you can probably see in the background. We've had some storms the last few days and it's getting windy again here today. So I'll try to get through this. I'll try to shield the microphone the best I can. As always, if you are in the market for a used trencher, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 1987 Ditch Witch 4010 trencher with a backhoe. As you'll see here, it's OROPS, four-wheel drive. It's got the A420 Backhoe attachment. It's got a 6-way blade. And this one is powered by the Deutz Diesel engine. I'll show you the hour meter here in a little bit. We can't read the very first digit, but I'll show you that here in a little bit. As I get up close to it here, you'll see the paint is very good. It's been repainted at some point probably a long time ago. Not super long ago, but it's not a fresh paint job, but whoever did it did a very good job. And it doesn't look like it was all nasty, rusty or anything underneath of it. This red paint, if you're at all familiar with them, faded pretty quickly, but it's definitely been repainted at some point in time. But like I said, they did a really good job. Decals, they put good decals on it. The backhoe up here, as you'll see, I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded. This one tooth has been welded back on, same with this one. But on the actual backhoe, the boom and the stick, I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded here. Hydraulics are strong. All these up here looks good. A little bit of play in the pins, nothing out of the ordinary. We've already done the operational video. I did not get up close to the backhoe and show that. Kind of my bad there. There's so much going on this machine, but they're far from sloppy, but there's some play. It's not a new machine by any stretch of the imagination. Looking at the 6-way blade, pretty darn straight here. No huge dents or dings there. No holes in the blade or anything like that. Outrigger on this side looks good. Obviously it's got some mud on it. Our lot is a muddy mess, but everything else good. That seat up there looks pretty decent. Let me climb up here. A couple small holes here and there, a couple little tears. Nothing major. The controls up here, everything looks good there. Down here, we'll take a look at this front tire. Pretty decent tread depth yet on these tires. They weren't super aggressive to start with, but I would say they're at least 50-60%. I think I'm being very fair there. There's definitely tread life left. A little bit of weather checking is kind of hard to see on this one. We'll be able to see it a little bit better on the other ones. This one's kind of covered in mud just from where we had it parked and where we were running around at. There is a little bit of weather checking there. Not awful, but a little bit. Taking a little step back, looking at that front rim. Again, pretty straight. Has been repainted as well, I'm sure, but you'll see there's some little chips in the paint here and there, but overall pretty darn good. Coming back here, looking at this fender, pretty darn straight here. A little bit of paint flaking off around the edges and stuff. Here you can kind of see where the new paint has faded or flaked off a little bit, and you can see the original paint underneath there, but very straight. No big major dents or dings. Just typical small stuff, no huge dents or dings, I should say. Taking a good look at this rear tire on this side. Again, it matches up really well to that front tire tread depth. And as you can see here, if I get up real close, there's a little bit of weather checking in there. Not awful, but there is some. It does have the weights on the rear back here. And then coming back to the back, looking at the trencher. Again, this sheet metal's pretty darn straight back here. Just typical scuffs and scratches, a little bit of paint flaking off in some spots. The auger's pretty good here. Pretty thick still. The sprocket down here looks pretty darn good. Definitely looks like life left here on this sprocket that drives the chain. And again here, looking at the chain, everything looks pretty good here. Again, I'm not seeing anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated here on the trencher. These teeth all look pretty decent. Teeth up here on this sprocket are pretty good still too. Same thing down here. Definitely life left in this sprocket down here. Again, fairly straight for the age of this machine, and has a pretty darn good look, like I said, since it's been repainted at some point. Everything looks good down here. Again, the auger on this side looks pretty good. Coming around back here, taking a look at the rear tire on this side. Matches up really well to the other side. Like I said, still decent tread depth. And just real light weather checking starting. It's not bad. You can see just a little bit in here. Some paint flaking off underneath there in the fender wells, you can see there. And again, weights on the rear axle back here. This rear fender on this side, again, pretty darn straight. Couple little scuffs and scratches here and there, but overall pretty good. We'll take a look at that stuff later when I'm up on top. This step on this side has a little bit of a dent right there, just a little bit. Otherwise, everything's pretty good here. Taking a look at the front tire on this side, again, matches up really well to the other side. And again, not much weather checking to speak of, and it's a little harder to see with that mud on this tire. There's a little bit, just like the other three that we've already looked at. Front rim on this side, again, same thing. Fairly straight, couple little dings here in the very outer edge, one there. Maybe just that one, but there's a couple little scuffs and scratches. Again, it's a used machine, nothing you wouldn't expect. A little catwalk, if you will. Everything looks good there. Handle, all the hood, the sheet metal here, as you can see there, pretty darn straight. Everything looks really good there. The outrigger on this side, again, everything looks good. Back side of the blade, everything looks good there. I say it with every used machine, I'm sure there's going to be a seep or two if you go over it with a fine-tooth comb, but I don't see anything that looks like it's just pouring oil anywhere. Again, on this side of the backhoe, I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere. Try to go slow here so you can kind of see everything. That cylinder looks dry. Take a look at the engine. Like I said earlier, it is the Deutz Diesel engine. Here on the side of the block, everything looks dry, other than there's some rainwater down here that looks like just rainwater there. Like I said, we got a lot of rain the last couple days. I don't see any oil or diesel running down the side of the block. Sorry, with this camera setup, it's hard to situate it so I can get in any closer here and get level. Go over to the other side. Again, over here, not seeing any oil or diesel running anywhere. Take a look at the operator station. This step's good. Still has most of that grip tape here. Clutch pedal's pretty darn good. Levers down here for your controls and your drive, everything looks good there. Taking a look at the seat. This seat here is about the same condition as that front seat. You'll see there's some small little cuts there, mostly in that lower 2/3. The backrest has a couple, but there's more there in that bottom 2/3. Top of the fender here, again, just some scuffs and scratches. All your controls over here, everything looks pretty good there. Throttle, pedal, brake pedal, everything looks pretty good. Instrument cluster up here. Steering wheel's in decent shape. Tack, let me get up. See here, I'll try to get closer so that you can see the hour meter. There you can see, it's a little hard. It's showing 499.3. The very first digit though, I cannot read. It's almost like the white paint has flaked off of that front digit. So I cannot tell you the exact hours. I don't know if you guys can see that there very well, and it's hard when I try to get any closer with this camera setup. I can't. There we go. Fuel gauge over here, everything looks pretty good. Like I showed earlier, top of the hood's good. Nice and straight. All right, like I said, this one's a 1987 Ditch Witch 4010 trencher and backhoe. Plenty of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.